it's broken now, or even unplayable. Well, not really. Hey guys, so I finally managed to find some time to make a video about 2.6 and its changes to my two builds. Let's start off with the Flicker Strike character. So first of all, they nerfed the implicit crit chance on daggers, but that's not too bad. I mean, I lost 10% on the Low of Bane Ambusher, and Binance is also just lost 10%, yeah. And even though the other daggers you don't really have to worry about, since I'm not using Diamond Ring, which you could do. And yeah, let's take a look at the passive tree. They removed a couple nodes from the dagger clusters and moved them to weird spots. And basically with those changes I lost 36% physical damage and 20 to 40% increased accuracy rating. On the other side I gained crit chance, so they buffed the crit chance on this node, which makes the crit nerf not worth mentioning anymore. And for the 36% increased physical damage, they buffed the base damage of every one-handed weapon, so daggers too, I think, yeah. On the other side I lost accuracy, and my build has limited slots for accuracy ratings, so I had to get those accuracy rating from the passive tree back. So what I did was I took acuity, and with acuity I also gained 9% attack speed. So I managed to get more DPS now out of this build. Yeah, nice nerf. That's about it for my Flicker Strike character. We'll move to Wander. The Ranger section received an overhaul, and yeah, this life cluster you can finally reach from the bottom side, so we save now 1 point and get 1 point for more life. The other change is they moved Forces of Nature up here, and I really dislike that. In addition, they added this cluster, so I took this one instead. I lose 1% elemental penetration, but I gain 36% increased weapon elemental damage compared to Forces of Nature. I also get 10% reduced reflect elemental damage taken. That's about it for the passive tree. Let's move on with the more sad things. They nerfed the base crit of immune ones. The Barrage and Kinetic Blast is not crit capped anymore with this setup. With Legacy League I wanted to give another gear combination a try, which revolves around this amulet here, Choir of the Storm. What it does is it increases the crit chance by uncapped lightning resistances. Lightning resistance uncapped means this value here in the bracket. So I do have in Hideout 163% increased lightning resistances. But what's the downside? We lose crit multiplier, we lose a potential accuracy rating, we lose flat lightning to attacks, and we lose life. And life is something we do need as a life-based character. So instead of a rat's nest, I'm using in this combination a Starkonia's Head. They recently buffed it too, and by doubling the evasion rating, and it has up to 100 flat life, which makes up the Choir of the Storm amulet. We do lose 5% attack speed and 50% crit chance, but that's not really a bad thing. Now you're asking yourself, okay, what combination should I use now? Because both of them perform really well. This question pretty much is answered by what you can get for items. Since Choir of the Storm, or with Choir of the Storm, you want as much lightning resistance on gear, you will have only a limited amount of items you can get. So for example, a ring, you want like tier 1 life, that's a must-have. You want at least 1 damage modifier, so flat lightning to attacks, weapon elemental damage, or flat to cold is okay. And then you want accuracy rating, that's 1 suffix. So you have pretty much 2 suffixes left, and you have to get your other resistances capped too. So searching for a ring with like the 3 to 4 must have 1 to have stats and resistances pretty much limits the amount of items you can get. And the other thing is, pretty much no one enchants Starkonya's head, so getting +2 barrage on it is a really hard thing to get. Let's move on. They added 2, or with Legis League you can get 2 other unique items that will fit pretty well in this build. One is the Gull. It has less life than Starkonia, but has cold resistances, which makes it easier to gear. In addition, you benefit a lot out of shrines, and you can make your own shrines, let's say, by killing enemies. With the movement speed and the clear speed of this build, you can easily obtain up to 2 to 3 shrines at once. And the most common ones are like the one that gives you life and area of effect, then the resistances shrine, which also gives you max resistances, and more resistances means more crit chance. And what else? And the speed shrine, so you get more movement speed, more attack speed. So this is a pretty fun item and works really well with this build. In addition, I managed to get one with +2 barrage, and there are, I think, a few on the market right now. The other thing is this flask here, and with the flask effective nodes, those 20% are now 30% elemental penetration. And yeah, with this flask and the original gear combination, I can easily get more than 110% elemental penetration, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the changes, and yeah, have fun.